So, as you all know, we are been going through some pretty difficult times. At the moment, you might have lost your job, you might be having limited hours, you might be running a small businesses, and that businesses might have be shut down or something like that. So, what I want to, rather than making all of my videos about how to make money, I also wanted to make a video just relatively quick with some of my favorite tips on how I've been able to save money, be a little bit more frugal, and then have a little bit more. So, in the long run, I will have that money to invest. How now, these are some tips that I definitely been using over the last few years, and believe it or not, even though I've been able to make already good income with my YouTube in my courses and affiliates, and think like that I actually do save quite a lot of money and don't spend a whole a lot of money. I quite enjoy being relatively frugal, and also not just being frugal, but also I find it a bit of the challenge to save all this money. So these are some of my favorite tips, and I've jumped into them, and hopefully one or two of these will work for you. By the way, guys, if you do enjoy this video, I would love it if you leave the thumbs up, because it really helps to get this video out in the algorithms, and I hopefully more people will be able to watch it. So my first tips is to make sure that you are medicals and tracking what you're actually spending. So over the longest time, I've been actually been pretty much tracking exactly what I'm spending every single day with the app, and the app that I use actually called Moment Trains, or it's called Daily Track It now, and it's a little bit different to probably what you're expecting me to recommend. Now there are a ton of the different apps out of there, like the Mint Claims or Pocketbox personal finance apps, which essentially track your spending with your credit card. Now they work really well, and they can auto categorize all of your experience and things like this. But I actually find it way better to manually put in the majority of your experience into an app, and the reason why I like to do this is because I feel like once you're already made those experience and you check that you're mint.com, for example, and the end of the month, I feel like I already a little bit too late. So let's say you spend $20 out of there every single day, and then it adds up to 400 of spending by the end of the week, or by the end of the month. By what time you all you can really do it. Well, maybe I probably shouldn't have spent that, and then the next month I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, if you don't want, I was actually going to, which is every single day, every wherever you can actually make an experience. You literally press it in, and you see how you get the grabs. Okay, that's I'm actually spending this much money. You actually feel like the pain a little bit more, and there's actually been a lot of the studies by this. I drove Dave Ramsey, thanks, about this. When you actually pay with the cash and you see the money going away, it's the similar kind of the principles, in that when you do actual type of into the app physically yourself, that you are the spending your no $20 that day on the junk food McDonald's or something, you don't probably need you can actually kind of make it feel like a little bit more like the game, and you want to try and to get a better result, which would be to spend a little bit less money. So like I said before, the app that I actually use is called Daily Track It. It's actually use it to track a lot of my different things. So I track, you should like my net worth. I track, bank accounts. I think even things like if I've gone to the gym or if I'm going to work out, I track that I'm the single, yes or no, checked. And then that over time it becomes one of your things that you do, and it's fantastic apps. So that's what I would recommend to check your money, so you know exactly how much you are spending, and then you can skip off the game fee it a bit as well, and then hopefully you spend a little bit less when the next one is awesome. Actually, I've just been going this myself recently, and it's definitely something that I would recommend. Send yourself no spent day or no spent week or no spent months. Obviously it gets more and more difficult the longer you go, but the basic principles of this, that you set yourself the challenge that you are not going to spend any money on a day. So one day might be quite easy, but you will actually find yourself, especially if you are a little bit bored maybe during quarantine, and this that you are like, I might jump on a live and wanna buy something. Set yourself to the goal, don't spend anything in a day. And what I've actually found, I've been doing this myself, is if you can go one day, then you might want to go 2 days, and you set yourself the challenge going and no spending day for 2 days, and then you keep going longer and longer and longer. And again, if you use an app, the daily track it's up, it's really cool. Have it like 7 days in a row where you haven't spent any money. Now of course there's gonna be days where you have to spend money. You might have some rent come in, you might have some mortgage, or you might have some kids groceries. But what I actually like to do is, okay, I'm going to be spending that money on the 3rd and the 7th and the 12th or whatever, but the days in between I really try to not spend money on things that I don't really need, that I just find myself that I always end up going and buying things like I don't need. And it's probably because I'm a little bit bored, or I just feel like I wanted to buy something just to feel good or something like this. But generally I actually get better feeling by not spending. I know some people who do like into the spending month, and I think when they do that no spend months, it's more likely than not spending anything themselves. Some people who don't like into expend months, I think when they do the no spend months, it's more like they are not spending anything on themselves, that grossing and rent and the basic increases. But give it a good this has definitely been one of my favorite things that I really like to do. The next tip is to automate your saving, and this one of absolutely huge, especially if any of you have just got it into the workplace, or you are not used to getting a big payment. The biggest issue is that if you're not used to actually spending all of the money or having that money coming your bank account, it's so easy to just go out and blow it all. Different things that might have been wanting to buy for a long time because you're actually having access to that cash, what I would highly recommend is putting 50 or 20% into automatic transfer, which goes to another saving account which you don't touch, so that goes pretty much the day that your paycheck comes in. What this will really help you do is kind of just make sure that you are building up and saving fund or the emergency fund, and especially the way that I like to think of it is that money was never even yours, is pretty much gets goes to the takeaway. This is the huge one of the you can use. This is for lots of different things. You could also do saving accounts for your a travel account. This is something that I did as well because I wanted to travel more back in the day. So I would put now $50 a month or something into the travel account, and by the end of the year, like 6 or 7 months, you end up having a decent amount of the money which just automatically go transfer to you. Didn't actually have the physical transfer yourself, because what actually happens is if you are really on yourself to transfer money into your saving account or into like emergency fund or travel account or something like what you generally do is come up with a cool exclusive, and you are like, oh, maybe I want to do this, maybe maybe this month I can save a little bit more money and put it put here in there. Now that's the whole idea with these automated accounts. You really just want to get done automatically. The best things would be to put it into the account that you can't see, or it just goes, and then that's one of the best ways of saving a little bit of the extra cash. And another one there, this might seem really simple, but it's sure. You get a saving account, have the decided saving account where that is where your money goes. You know, it could be the emergency funds, but it's probably better to have the separated emergency maybe in another place. We can't really touch that as well, might deep dive a little bit deeper on the King of Dave Ramsey idea of the emergency fund, because I think it's a fantastic idea, but definitely just set up saving account. Most bank will allow you to set up any account, especially if it's just the basic saving account like an online server, and they generally free. So if you attach a debit card or the credit card to it, that might cost you a little bit of the money, but you can set saving accounts up. And like I said before, why not have the saving account? And when I have the travel account, or have one of the something that you are likely really interested in, that you are saving up for, so it might be wedding funds, or it might be for your car or something like that. But set up different saving accounts, make sure you name them, and then you can also have those automatic transfer go to them. It doesn't have to be a lot of the money going to them every single month, but it's a great way to have the step out, a great way gets way to the goals and name them, because once you have the name, you put the name onto the something that actually have the place for the money to the end automatically. You're going to be able to save a lot of the money, because it's going to be there, and within 6 months, a year, or you're gonna have all this money which you might not have put If you didn't have those accounts set up, okay, I got another and one here, and I think I talked about this one last year in the video that I did, and sounds a little bit stupid, but it's actually really you. No, it's really accurate. Don't go to the supermarket when you are hungry. So make sure you go when you're either eating or going after dinner or something like that, and you are not looking to the full fit your carvings, because it's something which all fun fall into would be super hungry, and then we end up buying everything, go buy the packet of the chips, go buy the Coke, and the worst one is candy, because if you are there's candy cravings, you end up with spending so much money, and then it's also not that good for you. So what I've actually found is the best way to do this is that your food and the grocery shopping online, because that way you can do in a time when you are not that hungry, and you actually know especially what you need to do to get, and then you can also take a look at of the past purchase. It works a lot better. It also really helps get away from those impulse purchase, as well. You know how when you go to the checkout of the supermarkets and they have different candies and chewing gyms of the chocolate bars and things that are right hand side of the check up those ones. If you are hungry, you're going to get those things. You just threw it, and then you add up with spending more money. So again, if you do online shopping that works really well, that's definitely one of my favorite tips. It might sound a little bit stupid, but try and notice it. If you go to the supermarket when you are hungry and see if you end up spending a bit more money. So there you go. There was some of my favorite money saving tips. If you are made it this far, please do right, mate. It is comments, because I love to see if anyone gets this far in this video, because I don't know, I generally watch to the end most of the videos, but some people don't tend to. So if you guys if you guys have any other tips and just some money, let me know, and if the comments below, and we can share them with the community, and let me know as well if you do any of these tips as well, or if you any kind of the cool apps like Mentor or Money Tracker app that I used as well. It's called Daily Tracker. If you guys are interested in it, I'm going to try to make videos weekly. At the moment, that's my goal, because I'm trouble with the being considering, but if I can do weekly videos, I will be very happy with that. So sometimes there will be about saving money, sometimes will be about making money, sometimes there will be about investing in something, sometimes there will just be around my dog, and I don't know. I hope you guys have having a great day. I'm very happy with this video. Good luck with your money saving, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.